Hi, and welcome to the Audrain Museum Network. If you enjoy the videos here on this channel, and we know you do because we have millions of views to prove it, why not subscribe? Subscribe today. It's easy. Hit the subscribe button, and be sure to hit the bell icon as well to be notified of all the great content we put up here as soon as it appears. We know you won't regret it. Do it today. Jimbahitai. Welcome to this exhibition here at the Audrain Automobile Museum, Collecting Moving Forward, Youngtimer Classics. Jimbahitai. Everybody knows what that means, of course. The oneness of person and horse. And what does that have to do with the beautiful red car I'm standing next to? It is the philosophy of Mazda. Mazda is an amazing company, and it's not surprising that Mazda created the MX-5, or as it's known here in the US, the Miata. Mazda is a company that has always sort of felt like the spirit of car enthusiasts. They were the only company to really stick with the Wankel rotary engine and develop it to wonderful heights in the RX-7 and other RX-2 models and all across their range. And Mazda did something for which every sports and sporty car enthusiast in the world should be thankful. The company single-handedly reinvented and reinvigorated the inexpensive, moderately priced sports car market. This car, when it was introduced in 1989, made an immediate sensation. At that time on the market, the only open two-seater car you could buy that was reasonably affordable was the Alfa Romeo Spider, and that car cost considerably more than this Mazda. It actually reinvented the market that had been abandoned by the British manufacturers with the Triumph TR, the MGB, and all of those wonderful evocative names that had defined sports car motoring for decades for people. And how did Mazda do it? Well, they actually took another English car as their inspiration, the Lotus Elan, a car very well known to enthusiasts, but not very well known to the general public. Lotus sold it in relatively small numbers, and very few made it to the United States. But what the Elan had was a singleness of purpose that came from its maker, Cullen Chapman. And the Miata has that same spirit. It is everything to me that a sports car should be. It's light, it's nimble, it's essential. And the fact that Mazda was able to do this, to bring it to the market with very good materials, excellent build quality, and for a very affordable price, was a miracle. As I said in the exhibition preview video that opened this show, I remember quite well being on Martha's Vineyard in 1989 in the summer when this car was introduced. And when it appeared, it was blue. And it had so much attention. It was absolutely amazing. People were captivated by the car. They couldn't wait to see the car, to hear the car, to get the impressions of the owner of the car. And I also was fortunate enough to own a Mazda, this first generation car, a later year in 1991 in a commemorative edition in British racing green with a tan leather interior. I mean, nothing screamed English sports car more than this wonderful Japanese car. And Mazda Miatas do not disappoint. They are so incredibly versatile. They can be used as an everyday car, but they also are very sporting. In fact, a lot of racing drivers today got their start doing spec Mazda racing, which is extremely popular in SCCA and a great way for racers to really learn the craft in a car that's controllable and affordable at the same time. This example, which has been loaned to us by our great friend and member, Steve Lang, is a really wonderful example. It's all original, very low miles, and has this very rare factory hardtop. Now it's interesting, people wondered when we put together the exhibition, gee, should we show the car with the hardtop on? Because after all, the entire point of a Miata is that it's an open car. But as I said, the hardtops are rare, and again, a personal memory. I took my VSCCA, Vintage Sports Car Club of America, driving school test in a friend's Miata with the hardtop on. While all of my friends in their vintage cars were freezing at Lime Rock Park in March on a slightly snowy day, I was warm as a bug in a rug inside my Miata with the roof on and the heater on. They've just now begun to forgive me. But this is a car that really speaks so well to so many generations. I think that's another good point about young-timer classics and collecting moving forward. The Miata is a car that's been embraced by 20-somethings and still loved by 60-somethings. It's a car that speaks to all people because of its dynamic capabilities. Let's take a look inside this Mazda. The interior of the Mazda Miata is also a great interpretation of the traditional sports car brought up to date. Two very clear dials right in front of you, a nice console at exactly the right height, so shifting is absolutely amazing. A really short shift lever, which just feels like this precision instrument. Very comfortable and capable sport seats that hold you in place but don't grab you, that are also upholstered appropriately, even though mine had leather, in a nice grippy cloth, so you can really have fun with the car. And of course, one of the things that made the Miata so special is something it also shared with the Alfa Spider, which was not found on the English sports cars, a very easy to operate top. Literally, you pull up to a light, gee, it looks sunny out. Undo a couple of clips, lift your arm, put the top back over your shoulder. By the time the light changes, you're ready to go, open top motoring. Absolutely wonderful, brilliant concept, and the Mazda engineers did something else which I thought was absolutely amazing, and everyone has really commented on this. They tuned the exhaust, so it sounds like a sports car. And that's something that is very, very essential to the entire experience. As they say, jimbaitai, the unity of rider and horse.